2 of those are, of course, assigned to 392nd cases, and 2 others are assigned to the 173rd cases. And it actually allows for a great bit of continuity of work and assists in the flow of it. And what is before us here is a resolution to support legislation that is being carried in the House and Senate to make what is done locally preference in law. It does not make it so that it has to remain that way, but the preference is that it will focus, the 173rd being focused on civil, 392nd being on criminal. And this is a way to keep continuity in the process so that one of the things that we have, as you know, is we have courtrooms in multiple buildings, and it has been helpful to concentrate those criminal matters in, at least at the district level, in one building, and civil in the other. I know there are some 3rd district civil cases that are not a part of this, but this is specifically concerning the 173rd and 392nd. And for this, I believe Representative Keith Bell has filed a bill, or will be filing a bill, and he's requesting that the court pass this resolution in support, which is, you know, common practice whenever they're moving something forward at the legislature that's been put forward locally. Be happy to answer any questions that I can. I may ask for a little input from our legal staff here as well, and what their opinion is, or what they can better describe for you. But this is a continuation of what's currently in place. Any questions?
This is just something that we've been doing by local rules over the last several years. Is there any downside to the resolution? Like you said, this is something that it does not make it where it can't be changed.
Correct.
Later down the road somewhere.
Correct. And I'll bring our county attorney into the discussion here in a moment. It doesn't mean that the 173rd can't hear a criminal case. It means that it will show preference. And the 392nd, it doesn't mean that it can't hear a civil case. It's why it uses the term preference in that. And it helps streamline the process, in my opinion. Mr. County Attorney, you care to weigh into this discussion at all?
I will weigh in, but I don't disagree with anything you said. You know, the 2 judges of those 2 respective courts came to that agreement, and they've been working under that agreement, and this is just the legislature going back, honoring what their agreement was.
And which is normal practice if there's a piece of legislation moving through. When the legislature's in session, they want something, a resolution of local support to cover themselves. And of course, when you're in hearings, they'll ask, well, do they support it locally? And this is a way that the representative and the senator who will be carrying the bills can testify, yep, here you go, here's a resolution of support of Commissioner's Court. And probably go on the local consent committees. Any other questions?
I'll make the motion of support.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCann and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the resolution in support of the legislation designating judicial preference for the 173rd and 392nd Judicial District Courts. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item number 3 is consider and take action to accept the racial profiling report from the Henderson County Constable Precinct 5 for filing purposes only. In court, it is that time of year again where we will see more of these, and Constable 5 has filed his exemption, which is applicable under this. And we'll see more of these in the coming weeks. Any questions? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make the motion. Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey and second by Commissioner Tooley to accept the racial profiling report from the Henderson County Constable Precinct 5 for filing purposes only. All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Item number 4 is consider and take action to allow Sheriff's Office investigator Jerry Moore to travel to Louisville, Kentucky for law enforcement training from March 2nd and March 7th, 2025. Sheriff?
Thank you. Good morning, Court. Investigator Moore is one of our Crimes Against Children task force investigators over there, and they have requested for him to attend this training. It's a child homicide investigation and cold case prosecution of cold case homicides. Both of the classes are back to back. He would be leaving March 2nd, return March the 7th. The Help Center is actually paying the registration fee of $650 for both courses and the lodging, $930 for both courses. The county would just be have to pay the per diem. So the Help Center is actually want him to go to this training, and we're asking the court to allow him to travel out of state to do so, and the county will only be responsible for fuel and per diem.
Court, questions? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner McCam to allow Sheriff's Officer Investigator Jerry Moore to travel to Louisville, Kentucky for law enforcement training from March 2nd to March 7th, 2025. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Court.
Thanks, Sheriff. Item 5, consider and take action to appoint Terrence Lyon
Yep.
to Emergency Service District Number 12 Board of Directors, term ending December 31, 2026. Commissioner?
Yes, this is ESD 12, where we had 2 members resign off of that board. This is replacement of one of those members.
Questions? Is this for a full term?
Yes, January 1st to, yes, full term.
Full term.
Both of those that resigned their terms were ending.
Okay. Any other questions? Entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we appoint Terrence Lyon to ESD number 12 Board of Directors with a term beginning January 1st, 2025, ending December 31st, 2026.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Spivey to appoint Terrence Lyon to the Emergency Service District Number 12 Board of Directors with a term ending December 31, 2026. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item number 6 is receive financial reports, of which we have none. Item number 7 is consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheet. We have none of those today. And item 8 is consider and take action on submitted contracts. And we do have some contracts today. Ms. Monk?
Yes, and this is just the new copier printer machine for the fire marshal.
Court, questions?
Do we already have it in place?
No, we can't get it in place until.
Okay, till we do the contract.
Yes,
I didn't know if we,
right now.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
So moved to approve with the judge's authorization to sign.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the Xerox contract with the county judge's authorization to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Is that the only contract? Okay. Item number 9, consider and take action on request for right-of-way permits.
No right-of-ways.
Thank you. Item 10, consider and take action on submitted budget amendments. Ms. Monk?
Yes, these are our first ones in the new system, and this is just taking care of what we owed on the elections building and then new vehicle purchases that we had in contingency.
Court, questions? This is the funding that we had in contingency, moving to purchase these budgeted items. Okay.
Can I ask one question on the bill? When the bills come up, there's a interest payment. Does it have to be in this budget amendment, or?
We're a little bit short on the $275,000. I'll have to find the funding for that.
Okay.
So it was a little bit more than that. but-
Okay.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion on the budget amendments.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the budget amendments as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the 2025 budget amendments as presented. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item 11, consider and take action on payment of bills. Ms. Carpenter?
Yes, sir, we have two sets. Our first set is fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $218,457.55.
Commissioner Spivey?
No questions, Judge.
Commissioner Tootley?
I have none.
Commissioner McCann?
I have none.
Commissioner Richardson?
Yeah, I did have one comment. I noticed that our water bill increased some at the jail over what the average has been. It seems like a little bit, and I didn't know if maybe the rates went up or we just actually used that much more water this last month. Do we know if the rates have gone up or anything? Because I think we was right around an average of about 14,000, and I think it was around 17 this
Not
month.
that heard of, but I
No
can't
rate
imagine
increase.
It's gone up mid-year.
Yeah.
They aren't a calendar year budget, so.
Okay.
One of the things that, as a part of our water management over there, and we had discussions last week with McKinstry concerning the monitoring system. Over the time that we worked to implement that program, rates did change. So there was some concern, as we've not seen our dollar level drop, but we've actually seen some consumption drop.
Yeah.
Some of this may come into a little bit of a play in it, but we'll have to look at the spreadsheet that Ms. Carpenter's been tracking the water up there for us as a part of this project. And we'll take a look at it and see if we can determine what it
Yeah,
is.
right there at first, but most, before we had McKinstry put the system in, about our minimum was $17,000. It never under 17,000. And I think this is probably the first time I think I've seen that it hit that mark. But, it's ranged from anywhere from 17 to 25 before, so.
And the sheriff can speak to this a little bit. Over the, really up until about the middle of December, we were running full house for about 4 months, weren't we, Sheriff?
Yes, we were, we were on our, we were bumping at 90% off, having to contact the state for a long time, and it dropped way down. But now our numbers are right back, we're climbing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason I'm bringing it, there may be some of that because of the high number that we've had. Any other questions concerning the 2024 bills? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2024 bills in the amount of $218,457.55 as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the 2024 bills in the amount of $218,457.55 as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Ms. Carpenter?
We have fiscal year 2025 in the amount of $392,401.37.
Commissioner Spivey?
No questions, Judge.
Commissioner Tootley?
I have none.
Commissioner McCann?
None.
Commissioner Richardson?
I did, just for y'all's information, I talked to audit about on our new billing statement here and stuff that if you notice on there, it doesn't have a lot of description on what's been bought and stuff on there. It just kind of gives the department and the kind of the fund that it was in and stuff, and they're working on that, trying to see if they can get a different report in there to be more like the old one, where it kind of gave descriptions of what was purchased and stuff. But other than that, I have no questions, Judge.
Just as a side comment, every time that we have changed financial systems, there has
Have to
been.
tweak it a little.
Yeah, we've had to tweak it a little bit each time. And even in this, it's an old discussion point, but the percentages, we'll get the percentages worked
I
out.
seen those too.
So, any further questions? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2025 bills in the amount of $392,401.37 as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the 2025 bills in the amount of $392,401.37 as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item 12, consider and take action on submitted plats. We have none today. And item 13 is open and consider bids. Mr. Torres.
Good morning. So I have today, it's a RFQ for our panic button systems. Me and Judge got together and put this RFQ letter together. The dates that I have planned is to have our first ad this Saturday, January 18th, second ad next Saturday, January 25th, open any submissions Tuesday, February the 4th, and bring it back to court the following Tuesday, February 11th, if all those dates work out.
Court, questions? To kind of
Where
bring
are all these going to be located?
That is a part of the discussion. I don't know if you were aware, but several weeks ago, we had a medical situation in one of the courtrooms, and though a medical is not really what these devices are for, the devices were reached for that we have in the buildings. And due to our change in communication system and the obsolescence of the one we have, that didn't work. And it really brought to the forefront. It's something that the Communications Committee has discussed way back in, is it 2020, 2021? And this is to bring all of those up to date. We've had discussions of not only in the courthouses, but also in our satellite offices. In the age and era in which we live, Commissioner McCann was a part of some of these discussions. These satellite offices are vulnerable as far as, or a feeling of vulnerability. So what the idea is to put out an RFQ for qualifications to solicit companies to come in, of which we can negotiate with, to develop a new system that's much larger and tied into our new communication system that's more encompassing for all county buildings. That's kind of the thought process. There is a courthouse security committee that has met as the sheriff, county attorney, Commissioner McCann, myself, and others in the organization. We've met once last month concerning this issue. It's directed by the senior district judge, and this is a part of that step. We have courthouse security funds available to fund the project, but in the run-up to it, we were talking about road and bridge precincts, JP offices, library, elections, historical, all of our facilities having that capability in today's society to be able to call for help if they need it. That's what the purpose of this is here today. Sheriff, any comment you want to bring into the discussion?
I believe you covered all the aspects of it. We do have another security meeting in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This will be more important also, I'm sure.
Just as a added note, if our numbers are right, what we think it'll be probably $75,000, $80,000. then there's plenty of funds available in those dedicated funds, of which we collect on every case in every court. Any questions?
Are there any signatures needed?
Not for, this is just like going, it's requesting qualifications, requesting for companies to submit qualifications in providing this service.
Okay.
Any further? Entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the request for letters of interest and statement of qualifications for the fiscal 2025 panic button alarm system. Any further comments? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Torres. Item 14, consider and take action to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, everybody likes hanging out. Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to adjourn at 9:25. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you for being with us today.